Our starter has been fed this morning, and I'm just simply going to, I see it bubbling, which is so exciting. I can hear it, I can see it moving. That means it is alive and well. I never had doubts. I've had this starter I got from a friend that was 19 years old, that she had kept it alive for 19 years, and I've kept it alive now for almost 2 years, about a year, a little over a year and a half. I haven't killed it yet. So now we're going to take out 1 cup of our starter. I'm just going to pour it over here. Now trust me in this. When I say do your starter first, go ahead and put your starter away. Because I almost killed my starter once by not doing that. And I actually almost made a big mess. So now we're going to safely put our starter away back in the refrigerator until we're ready for it again. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is I just like to add usually the wet ingredients first. Since this is our pumpkin dinner rolls, I have here about 2 cups of pumpkin. This is canned pumpkin. If you have fresh pumpkin, even better. It has no seasoning or anything in it. It's not the pumpkin pie spice kind or whatever. It's or pie filling kind. It is just straight pumpkin. And so I'm going to add it in. Whoa. And kind of mix it some more. Just going to break up any chunks, have it well mixed. If you wanted to, you could add more pumpkin if you want it more like a pumpkin bread type. I'm going for more of a pumpkin dinner roll. I want it to be a little tiny bit pumpkin-y, but I don't want it to be like the pumpkin rolls where you put the icing and such in it. I want these to still be light and fluffy and not quite as dense. But I love the added nutrients, and I love the color that they come out to be, especially because we're going to make them look like cute little pumpkins. Okay, so we've got that mixed up really well, and now we're going to add in our flour. I always use here organic bread flour from King Arthur. Can you see that? And we're going to use it 6 cups of bread flour. And normally this recipe without the pumpkin, when I just make the bread, makes 3 large loaves. There's 2. Give it a little bit of a stir. You can also put this in a big mixer, like a KitchenAid, and have it your dough hook on there and let it do the stirring for you, but it's really not necessary. I have one. Use it for bigger jobs, but for my bread here, I just don't really feel like it's necessary. I just mainly want to make sure it's well incorporated. stirred up well. If it's a little too sticky, you can add in a little bit more flour, which I think I'm going to do. We'll add about another cup. Okay. Okay, we got our dough all mixed up, and now we're ready to put it in our bowl that we are going to line with a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick. You don't want much, about a tablespoon, maybe teaspoon, and you're just going to rub it in real good. Sometimes this will just plop right out like that, and then we're just going to let it sit. I'm going to cover it with a towel. Just like so. And I'm going to leave it sitting right here until morning. And so in the morning, that way it can rise all night long. It should about double in size. In the morning, we'll punch it down and we'll give it another good massage, and then we'll make our little dinner rolls. It's the morning after our bread has risen, and now it's time to roll it into the cutest little pumpkins you ever saw. My bread rose. I can just tell. I haven't removed the top off of it yet, but I can just tell by how rounded it is that it did double in size, and it should be ready to go. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it just makes me so excited. Is this gorgeous or what? So here's what we're going to do now. With washed clean hands, we're going to punch it. I love that part. It always makes me excited. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of our bread flour on our cutting board. That keeps the bread from sticking. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. We're probably going to make a nice big mess with our flour. I like to use good floured hands because it doesn't stick to my hands as much either. We're going to give it a good massage. Plop it right here. Just sprinkle here. Okay, I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to cut it about in half again. And about in half again. Okay. So we're just going to roll these into a ball. Like so. Then, use our knife. And we're going to cut little slits all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like this. And we're going to sit it over on our baking dish. Can you see that? So here we have it. I have 4 pans here. And we're just going to let these rise until they about double in size. And since it's a cool morning here, it might take a few hours. We'll just keep an eye on them, then we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, so our dinner rolls have been rising most of the day today because, as I said, last night it got really cold. It was like 12 degrees when we got up this morning. The high today was just in the low 30s. And so my kitchen has stayed pretty cool, so it took a little longer to rise. So you'll have to judge how long it'll take to rise by the temperature you have in your home or in your kitchen. And so the warmer it is, the quicker they will rise. So you just want to watch them so that they will actually about double in size. And so now we're ready. I have about a tablespoon of water in this bowl, and I want to do an egg wash. So I'm going to just grab an egg. I'll save my shell for later because I feed those back to my chickens after I wash them. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up real good. Okay, so after we get our egg mixed in really good, I'm just going to use my little brush here and just brush on the top of my dinner rolls. And you don't want this to pool anywhere, so you just want to lightly brush them. You also don't want to compact them at all because they've risen so well. You don't want to mess with that and make them deflate. Okay, so there we have it. Now all we're going to do is pop them in the oven, and we're going to set our timer for 20 minutes, and we'll see them as they come out, and we'll paint some butter across the top of them, put the little toppers in, and we'll be done. Okay, they're out of the oven and they're gorgeous. They look great. So now I'm just going to take a tiny bit of real butter that I've melted in the microwave, and I'm just going to, I've already washed this too, by the way. Give it a light coating. Oh, they're gorgeous. We're going to take our pecans and we're going to pop them right in the tops. Just like that. Oops. Just like that, they are done. Aren't they so cute? Just in time for Thanksgiving. Y'all, these freeze well. Just wrap them up, seal them really tight. I usually do them individually and then put them in like a freezer bag and then just put them right in your freezer. And then on Thanksgiving Day, you just set them outside, out on your countertop for a couple of hours while your Thanksgiving dinner is cooking. And you can warm them in the oven right there, right before it's time to serve. They taste just like they just came out of the oven. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's coming up in just a couple of weeks, but this is an opportunity to go ahead and get those dinner rolls made. Get them stored in the freezer so you have time to do other things between now and Thanksgiving. Have a great day.